Everybody is nobody because I see zero are in the chat. But that's okay. I am back. I know y'all probably had kind of thought I had quit last week, but I didn't come on last week to do the chit chat because, me and a group of entrepreneurs, including Tony Clopton, Gio from Team Build with Gio, and Pandy from Pandy Tech Pandy and more. We do a weekly thing where we get on and talk about home-based business ownership. So since we rotate channels. So last week was my week to have the discussions on my channel, and they're just quick discussions, no more than 30 to 45 minutes. On Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays, we come on and we talk about home-based businesses, tell you about the products that we sell or promote, and just kind of give you a reason why we do what we do, to see if anybody else out here listening is interested in starting a home-based business. A lot of times people want to do stuff, but they don't know what the first step is to get started. So we felt like if we came on and did that consistently, maybe some people who've been on the verge of thinking about having their own business might actually get started. So, like I said, my week was last week. We had really good discussions. On Monday, we kind of talked about what keeps people from starting their own business. Like, they may want to do it, but there might be things that's like just kind of holding them back because they're nervous about it. So everybody kind of talked about that on Monday. On Tuesday, we went over the products that we have with CTFO, Changing the Future Outcomes, which reminds me, even though I wasn't on here last week, I still was doing my my spray for, it's called Xanthan Mist. And this is what I am trying for CTFO. It's made from the mangosteen plant, and it is supposed to help with cardiovascular health and inflammation and things like that. So me being a CHF person, I was excited to try this product because it comes from the mangosteen plant. I don't know what a mangosteen plant is, but it's not a prescription that I have to get at the drugstore. So, my whole thing is I'm ready to get out the prescription, all the pills and stuff, because I have to take, with heart failure, you have to take diuretics, you have to take blood pressure medicine, all different kinds of stuff, So, if spraying this little thing 5 times is going to cut some of that down, I'm here for it. So let me do my spray for the day. Let's see. And I do 5 pumps daily. Ew. It don't taste great, but that only lasts for a few minutes. The other product from CTFO that I'm continuing to promote because it's a miracle worker is the CTFO Roll-On Muscle and Joint Relief. I'm telling y'all, this here works. I ain't got to lie, I ain't got to upsell. This literally works because, I'm a thick chick. And, I'm a thick chick. So when you a thick chick, you got a lot of extra pressure on those joints, on your knees, on your ankles, on everything. So, let me just share with y'all real quick how good I'm doing this. And I meant to make this go faster. I want y'all to really be impressed, but y'all want to see the real time, how long it took me to do these. If I can get the pull up, okay. Where'd you go? Oh, here we go. Check me out, y'all. Check me out. Y'all see that? And I kept hitting the wrong darn thing. But I just want y'all to see how using this has helped get them joints working. I'm able to do my squats every day. I'm not hurting. So this, definitely check out my CTFO website and look into trying this. It's worth them. It's worth the money. Trust me. I know it looks little, but I've had this for over a month and it hadn't ran out yet. Okay. All right. So, like I said, last week, basically, since I was doing the product promotion and the home-based business stuff, I didn't come live and do this one. So, but last week was a good week. It was leading up to my baby's birthday. Of course, I was excited about that, but I was excited, but part of me was feeling like I'm losing my baby because she's a teenager now. She turned 13 Saturday. So, I don't know. I guess I always say I only get to do the parent thing one time, and I just want to soak up every bit of it and enjoy it while I can. But it seems like time just going by too fast. I'm just feeling like it was just yesterday she was 5. Now she's 13. In 5 more years, she's gonna be getting ready to go to college. All of that is just like a little bit overwhelming. But I'm proud of her. She brought home her report card this past week, and y'all ain't gonna be able to see it, but anyway, she made an AB honor roll. She got all A's. She got 3 A's and 2 B's. So I'm proud of it. Since she has been in school, she's been on the honor roll pretty much every 9 weeks, except when we first switched over from private school to public school. That was a big transition for both of us because the curriculum was totally different. They use core curriculum in the public schools here. When we were at the other school, they used something called crap. I can't think of what the name of it, but it's a curriculum that Christian schools use. So they were using it. So it was like a big step. So we had some rough, she got some C's that first year. But so far, since that first year, except for last 9 weeks, she got a C in math. But for the most part, she's been on the honor roll, and she's a member of the Junior Beta Club and all that stuff. So I'm really proud of her. I'm just trying to get her to come out of her shell. So this weekend was her birthday. I let her have a couple of friends over. So, she was excited about that. I took them to, well, my parents always do something for her on her birthday. Ever since, we've been back. We moved back here in 2012, and she had just turned 2. So from 2 up, she's always had a get together at my parents' house. They always do balloons and they do cake and this and this and the other. So even though she's a big girl, she still looks forward to it. So we went over Saturday, did that with them until about 5. And then, hey, the viewers of you, thank you for tuning in. We went over there and did that. Thank you for the thumbs up. Happy Monday to you. I'm recapping my weekend. My baby girl, or my only girl, turned 13 over the weekend, and I was just kind of recapping what we did there. So hey Stephanie, yeah, she had a good time. And once we left my parents' house, I went and picked up her friends. And one friend, this was my first time actually meeting her, but the other one, she's been hanging out with us off and on for like a year. So, of course, that was no big deal. But I think Naya was concerned that whether or not the 2 friends would be okay. And I'm just like, well, just try to keep in mind, this is their first time meeting, and make sure you spread your attention evenly. Don't focus on, try to keep it even. I said, that's my best advice because, I've always had friends, different sets of friends. And one thing I can say about my friends is when all of them come together, we've never had any issues. We're all, because they know about each other from me telling stories throughout my life. So it's almost like just putting a face with the name when my friends met up and everything. So the new friend and her did good. I actually got a little concerned because at one point I was looking over at her and she was looking right sad. And I was like, well, maybe them 2 getting along a little too good and she feeling left out. Because they were really, getting to know each other and giggling and this, and she was kind of, which you have to know my daughter. She's a loner. With her being the only child, she's used to, you know, doing things by herself. So, but she was fine because I pulled her aside and asked her, like, "Are you okay? Because I just want to make sure you're still having a good time." She's like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine." So, um, took them to the main event. Her dad sent her some money for her birthday, so I didn't really have to spend any money over the weekend. And they wanted to go to the main event, which is like sort of like a Dave and Buster's type thing, um, an arcade, but it has a bowling alley in there too and some more stuff. So, and I went and sat at the bar. I went and sipped on Bud Light for 4 hours, waiting on them to spend up all that money. Because what happened, he gave her $300. So I'm like, I'm on, they give them the little card to play the game. So I put $75 on each one of them's individual card. And I'm like, when this money run out, we going, we leaving. So I was sitting there and I was like, so we got there about 5:30. 6:30 rolled around. I said, shouldn't be too much longer. Because you know how kids do. They run through their money quick. Then 7:30 rolled around. 8:30. I'm like, y'all still got, I'm thinking to myself, y'all still got money on the card. And sure enough, they stretched it, honey. By the time I got up to go looking for them because my battery on my phone was running down and I wanted to go ahead and see where they were. And so I could, have eyes on them since the phone was gonna be dead. But yeah, they played until 9:30 and they used every drop of that money. So initially it was just gonna be the one friend sleeping over, but then the new friend wanted to sleep over, so she asked her parents. They said it was okay. So we ended up having a sleepover, and I'm basically like this when it comes to this. I have a couple of rules. If you make a mess, clean it up. How this place look when you walk in, when y'all go home, it need to look just like that. That's my rule. So Naya knows that, and we stopped by the store. We had waited too late to go to the grocery store. So we just stopped by the gas station and they got a bunch of snacks and stuff. And I asked them because we had passed a few fast food places. I said, "Are y'all sure y'all don't want me to stop somewhere and get y'all something to eat?" Because, I'm like my mama, it's a long time before in the morning. And we ain't got groceries at home, like usually I try to make sure the fridge is stocked if she's having company. But this time we didn't get a chance to go by the grocery store first. So they were like, "Oh no, we're fine." I'm like, "Are y'all sure?" They're like, "Okay." So get back to the house, and I told Naya, I said, um, they decided to blow up mattress in the living room, and they were gonna watch TV, whatever. So it was about 10 o'clock. I was like, "Good night." Like I said, you tear up anything, you dirt up anything, clean it up. So I don't know what time they went to bed, but I got a text from them, from one of her little friends, Fallon, at 2 in the morning, telling me some, can we make some taquitos? Because it was a box in the freezer. And first thing I thought, I asked y'all if I need to stop by the stove. Cause see, Naya does stuff with the microwave, but she doesn't really food with the stove. You know, as far as like putting something in the stove. And I know it seems simple, you put it in the pan, put it in the stove, take it out. But in my mind, I'm thinking, these children finna burn my place up. So I told her, I said, go ahead. But I'm like giving instructions on what to do. Now, man, I'm down the hall in the bedroom. All I had to do was get up and come up there, but I ain't feel like getting up food with that. But I guess they made them. So when I talked to Naya the next day, I was asking her about. She was like, "Mom, I knew what you was gonna say. That's why I told Fallon to text you and ask herself." Because she said, Naya said she told her, "My mom told y'all when we were in the car, if you want something to eat, you need to get it now." Because Naya Richards, no, I don't be playing about stuff like that. If I say, "Look, you better do it now," she know it ain't gonna be no other chance to do it. So they had got their little snacks at the store. But anyway, I let it go. Cause like I said, it was the one little girl promised this was her first time visiting. So she don't know me yet. Fallon, however, been coming over for a while. And it's so funny, we still laugh because I remember, I'm always there. I'm very hands off. I trust Naya not to do anything crazy, and they're just be in the house anyway and stuff, and they use it on the phone, on TikTok, whatever. So I don't try to, hey Tony, I don't try to like micromanage her when she got company. But like I said, they know the rules. You whatever you mess up, you clean up. And see, when they come over, our thing is usually after I pick Fallon up, we go to the grocery store. I tell them get whatever snacks y'all want, so they get a bunch of junk. And then when we get back to the house, I tell them, all I ask is clean up. Don't have this place looking like a wreck. So we had went out. They had been there one weekend, and we had went out to Bridge Street, and I let them do some shopping and this and the other. So when I got ready to go to my room to go to bed, it was probably about 9 something. And I said, look, because I think I was saying, hey, Deanna, thanks for dropping through. I'm so glad you were okay. Deanna's in Mississippi. Y'all know we had them tornadoes coming through the south over the weekend, so I was worried about it, but I'm glad to see they didn't get affected by the tornado. We had I don't know if we had a watch or a warning, but it was supposed to come through here Friday night. And I know we got a lot of rain and stuff because when I went to my mom's house, it was like water was standing. It was like to the point where it was almost flooding. I'm like, when did they do all this? I don't think it got that bad on my side, but over there, you could tell they had a rough night. But my mom said they ain't lose no power. So I'm glad you good. So yeah, so I brought the girls back home. I'm gonna go to bed. So I get up, I don't know, maybe get something out of the refrigerator or something. I come through and I see my living room looking like a tornado ran through it. I see shit all over, crap all over the counter, like where they ate and wrappers and stuff. And it was about 12 something at night. So I went in Naya's room and see Naya, she used to me. But her little friend Fallon, she's white. I don't know before she's from California. I don't know how much exposure she had to Black mothers before she moved down here. But she met one that night because I went in there in that room and opened that door and they both of them in there asleep. Fallon was sleeping on the floor, crashing on the floor, and Naya was in her bed. So I turned that light on and I was like, didn't I tell y'all not to leave my living room looking like that? If y'all don't get y'all asses up and go down there and clean that shit, I was just going off. And it was so funny because I woke them about it asleep. And Naya wakes up and she's like, she know the drill. Honey, Fallon jumped up out that floor. And she's like, she had seen a ghost, baby. She she ran down the hallway. She started picking up stuff and throwing stuff away. And it was so funny, but I couldn't laugh at the time because it was a serious moment. But then next day, Naya was like, Mom, you scared the crap out of me. She's like, I ain't never seen Fallon move so fast. She had this look in her eye like, she had this look in her eye like, I don't think I'll ever get to come back. Because all she knew of me is the jovial, kidding around, laughing. She got to see Madea that night because I'm just like, this ain't what we do. I said, I just spent money taking y'all around. I done took you to the store, bought you what you want to eat, this, that, and the other, and y'all gonna go to bed and leave my living room looking like that? But honey, that poor child, I'm surprised she came back after that because she just did not see it coming. And now you still tease her about that. Because Naya, her usual zombie self, she got up, started picking up stuff. But that child else was in overdrive. She like, it was so funny. But, and then another time I had to get on them because I don't like surprises. If we're going to plan to do something, I need to know what we're going to do. So she had come over, and I think this was the last weekend she was here. She had come over, and I asked them what they wanted to do. They said they wanted to go to the mall. I'm like, okay, we'll go to the mall. And I told them what time to be ready. So, I'm in my room, chilling till time for us to go. And here they come in there with the phone, got somebody on FaceTime talking about Z wants to know if she could come with us too. And I'm looking like, who the hell is Z? And who told Z she could come anywhere? Well, I don't even know Z. So they just put the phone in front of my face. I said, baby, where your mom at? So she went and got her mom, put her on the phone. I said, look, they didn't call me. I don't usually do this because they didn't call me off guard because I'm one of them parents that's a firm believer. I got to meet the parents before I do anything with the kids. So I said, but they put me on the spot. So that's why I told her to give you the phone so I could, let you know who I am and how I do stuff. But I was so mad at them. I said, when I got off the phone, I said, don't y'all never pull no mess like that. I said, y'all better be glad because now you don't get to have a lot of customers. So I knew, because I could have just shut the whole thing down and told them they weren't doing nothing. But I went on, let them do it. But you best believe they ain't going to try that no more. We don't do surprises. We do planned stuff. You ask ahead of time. And then, for the girl's parents were dropping her off and like, yeah, it was just last minute. I like to have my house a certain way. Like, I don't know about y'all. When somebody comes to visit me for the first time, I want my place to be nice and on point. So you can see if you have to come back later and it don't look like it did that time, I have the ability to keep a nice house. Because my philosophy is after your third visit, you ain't coming there no more. You at home. So whatever. But for the most part, and I get that from my mom. My mom's all about presentation. You could never say you came to our house growing up and our house wasn't like spotless and everything in its proper place. And that was with 4 children. So she still was able to, keep that going. So I try to do that, which with us, now I ain't never been a nasty person. That's something I won't do. But clutter and junk, I can get bad about that. Why did seat keep? Okay, my seat keep deflated. But anyway, yeah, I do. Like my desk right now is cluttered. Now there's something I'm bad about. But as far as cleanliness, you ain't gonna come over here and see no filth. That's just not how I was raised, whatever. But yeah, I'm like, y'all got somebody coming over here, and I don't like surprise. Not them type of surprises. But anyway, they had a good time this weekend. It looked like it worked out. But I said I got to have a talk with Night because I asked her Sunday. They slept over, and then Sunday when I was when they got up and it was time to go, I was gonna take them. I was gonna let them eat something and then drop everybody off at home. So I asked Night. I said, "What y'all want to eat?" Now I ain't taught her right apparently, cause she come back talking about some damn Olive Garden, and I'm like looking at her like, I don't want to say that, but I'm like, no, Olive Garden is when it's just us. You don't invite a big crew of folks. That's like saying you want to go to Ruth Chris. I ain't trying to spend that type of money. So when she said it, I was like, I'm thinking, I'm talking McDonald's, which McDonald's is about to be the same price as Olive Garden in a minute. They keep going up on stuff. But yeah, she ain't quite learned yet that when it's just the two of us, we might can do a little bit more expensive stuff. But when it's a group, you gotta, take that same money and stretch it. In this case, it was four of us. And then I invited my brother, so he came and met us over there too. So it was like 5 of us. But I said, well, okay, it's your birthday, so we're gonna do it. But I told her when I took everybody home, I said, look, when I ask you where y'all want to eat it, I'm talking about ordering some pizza or some burgers or something. We ain't doing fancy when you got a house full of folks. So she like, okay. But yeah, I took them, and it was so funny because we went to Olive Garden, and so they looking over the menu. And now keep in mind, these are two first of all, my child is poor as a rail. She thin, and she don't eat a whole lot. And the 2 girls were both about 90 size. So they sitting over there looking over the menu, and they decide both of them decide they want what was it? Shrimp Alfredo. I looked down at the price. Shrimp Alfredo was $20 a dish. And I looked over at them and I said, look, if y'all sure y'all gonna be able to eat a whole plate because the service pretty big, what we might need to do is order one and let y'all split that since that's what both of y'all want. But both of them insisted that they was gonna eat it. Because I'm like, I ain't got no money to throw away. Now we don't throw no money away when it comes to no food. So if y'all finna play over a $20 plate, we not doing it. But they both said, yeah, I can eat it. So I went on and ordered because in my mind I'm like, cha-ching, $20, cha-ching, $40, cha-ching, another 20 some dollars. So, uh, but I'm gonna give them this. They was a member of the Clean Plate Club because when I looked over at Family Plate, I hadn't even started mine good and it was clean. I was like, you meant you was hungry then. She ate every drop. So I'm like, okay, as long as we ain't waste nothing, that's fine. So we went and did that, and then we get out to the car, and I didn't already had them put their stuff in the back because I'm finna drop y'all off at home on the way back. Cause it's like 5 o'clock, 4 or 5 o'clock, and I'm thinking, drop them off, come back, and we done. They get me out there outside, telling me, Mom, can they please just come over and stay a little while longer since it's still early? I said, early? I said, I'm finna take y'all home. So she was like, well, Mom, it's this blah, blah, blah. They wore me down. I said, okay. All right, y'all stayed about, I'll let you stay a couple more hours. But I said, it's a school night, and I didn't intend on coming back out once I came out the first time to go eat. That was my plan, but I went on another day because Lord knows ain't no telling when she'll have come back again. We don't do a lot of entertaining, not because we don't want to, but we don't do a lot of entertaining. If she say, like, I think Fallon came over for fall break, when they had the 3-day weekend for Martin Luther King that she came, and then her birthday, so it's not like it happens all the time. So I kind of try to cut us some slack. But honey, but I hung in there with them though. I was hey Pandy. I was trying to kind of like, okay, when we gonna be done? When is the birthday weekend gonna be over? That's what I'm thinking to myself. But long as they had a good time, they had a good time. They ate good, they played good, they slept good, and now they back at home. So that's over and done with, and I'm glad. Now I didn't get a chance to share with y'all. I was gonna share this video with y'all from last week. With me and Naya, since we didn't get to do a thing for spring break because I didn't take out work, that Saturday I told her we'd do something fun. So we decided to go to a break room, and it really was fun. I did a little video to share, and I posted on my page, but I'm gonna let y'all see. It was one of them where you go in there and just break shit up and tear shit up. I loved it. And the killer part is they give you they gave you 30 minutes to go in there and do it. We had told that shit up in like 15 minutes. We had told everything in the room. It didn't take us long to destroy it. So here's that video. Get on my level. What? Get on my level. You can't. Get on my level. You can't. Get on my level. It's real deal. Look scrappy. It's B&B. Let's go. You can never help. Ever help. Ever help. Ever help. Ever help. Get on my level. What? 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 You can never help. Ever help. Never help. Ever help. Ever help. Get on my level. What? Get on my level. What? Get on my level. What? Get on my level. So yeah, that was so much fun. I want to go back and do that again. But it was funny because when I was reading the thing, I read it wrong at first because I thought it was saying you had to bring your own stuff. I'm like, hell, if we bringing our own stuff, we can tear it up at home. What we coming here for? But that was just another option. Like, I guess it was cheaper. If you wanted to bring your own stuff, you could bring it and break it up. And then I guess it was cheaper. But we, which we got, once we got there and I seen what all they had, I was like, we probably do got some stuff we could donate, that, was going to get thrown away anyway. But honey, when I seen that keyboard and I had flashbacks thinking about going to work on Monday, I just lost it. I tried to beat the crap out of that darn keyboard. I'm like, I hate this work. I hate this work. It was a good stress reliever though. I enjoyed that. I really did. And she had a good time with it too. But it's just something different to do. So we enjoyed it. And now we back to the regular routine. But what's so crazy? This school year is going by so fast. It seems like they just started school. Now they on the last 9 weeks. And I'm like, it is crazy. about to have an eighth grade. I am about to have a daggone eighth grade. I can't believe it. But I am ready for the summer. Just because, I be needing to break during the summer. Like when we first moved here. No, I'm gonna tell you when it was really bad. For fifth grade, we did school at home virtual learning because of COVID. So she was at home here with me, the whole time. It was like the way they had it set up. Like, okay, I think COVID started like after spring break of her fourth grade year. They didn't go back to school. They was at home, and they was trying to figure it out, and it was a mess or whatever. So by the time the summer went around and school got started, they gave you an option. You could do them virtually at home, or you could send them to school. But the only thing about sending them to school, whenever they had like an uprising in the COVID numbers, they were gonna send them home and have them do virtual. And I was like, see, I ain't with all that back and forth and stuff. We just gonna go and stay at home the whole time so you can have a routine. But honey, I tell you, I don't know who was more happy when that school year ended. I was so glad to see the summer. I didn't know what to do. Because I was like, y'all should have sent me a W-2. Because I know I taught school this whole darn time. Because the way they had it set up, it was like she had two teachers, and each one teacher would go live for 30 minutes every day. They alternated. So that was just for one class though. So whatever other class they had to do that one on their own for that day. So, basically, and then, she not used to doing it from home, and I'm trying to figure it out. And I'm looking at the thing like, when do we do it? When we got to turn it? It just was so disjointed and disorganized. But then nobody foresaw COVID coming. So how would they be prepared to do something like that? But I'm telling you, that tried my patience. When sixth grade rolled around, I was so glad to get her up out of here and in daycare for the whole day, because that was a lot. Because they were like, I think when she started sixth grade, that was 2020. I don't think it's whatever. When she started sixth grade, I think if you really wanted to push the issue, you could do virtual. But for the most part, they were having the kids come back. But it was a mask mandate. So I'm like, get that mask and take your tail up into this school. I'm not doing this. I can't do it. I'm over it. So that was her first year in middle school. And it was difficult, not only because it was the first year of middle school, but then because they had been at home for a year. So it was a huge adjustment. But she got in there and figured it out, because she didn't really like it. She came back, she was like, I think I want to do homeschool. I said, no, you don't. Going up there with them children and learn how to deal with people, because like she's very introverted. And elementary school was more teacher driven, like it was class focused. You were with your teacher all day. So she went to middle school, which I'm from a small town. We didn't have no middle school. You went from elementary to high school. So I'm not familiar with the middle school, junior high experience. So she was a little bit overwhelmed by it, because in elementary school you still going to your teacher for everything. It's teacher, teacher, teacher. Well, now she at this new school, they changing classes. They don't even have a home room. You just go to your class, whatever. And so it's like, I think that just really caught her off guard. And she was like, I want to be homeschooled. I said, ain't no point in doing that, because I said, these same kids that's getting on your nerves, that because she was like, they're too loud and it's not organized, and she was just getting real frustrated. I said, school ain't nothing but a practice for real life. Them same kids that you talking about, there's idiots and ain't doing stuff right, and this and the other. Them the same ones you gonna deal with when you get grown and have to go to a job and work. So you might as well get practice dealing with them now. Because I told her, at every office, you're gonna have somebody that know it all. You're gonna have somebody that's a snitch. You're gonna have somebody that's lazy and don't do nothing. That dynamic. And see, that's how it is in the classroom too. So I'm like, you might as well practice dealing with it now, because you won't have to deal with it on the job. And I'm like, you ain't gonna be able to, like, when you get tired of it, quit, unless you got another job lined up. So I'm like, this is practice for grown-up life. Because I'm like, if you come home, because she was like, well, I could get a job like you and work from home. I'm like, that ain't gonna work either. You still got to deal with people. You might as well learn how to deal with people now. So, you know, like I said, it was an adjustment. She's doing okay with it, but she still, and I have to remember, I was almost 36 when I had her, so Naya's an old person's child. She ain't used to all the kids being rambunctious and bouncing off the walls, and I think I told y'all before, in the classroom, it's not a lot of they don't do a lot of discipline and stuff, not like when we was in school. So it's pretty much like the school is ran by the students, if you ask me. But she's not used to that environment. So I was tickled because when she was like 7, for her 7th birthday, her dad came to visit. He's in South Florida, so he came and she hadn't seen him in a while. She talked to him, but he hadn't been up for a visit in a couple of years, and she was all concerned about that. And for some reason, at that age was when she started getting all into why aren't my mom and dad together? And I'm thinking, we've been split up since you were 2. You know more of us as a separated couple than you do as a together couple. So why is this a big deal now? But she went through that phase where, you hate my dad. I was like, I don't hate your dad, and I probably said it just like that. She probably didn't believe it just like y'all don't. But anyway, it's a different day now. Our relationship is better. But at that time, I really didn't care much for her dad. But anyway, I didn't want that to affect her relationship with him. So, that weekend, there was a lot going on. And she was, so she goes back to school and she tells me, Mom, because keep in mind now, she just turned 7. So she's in the 1st grade. So she said she went back to school. She was talking to her friend. She said, I was telling her, I don't know how I feel about my dad being here this weekend. I kind of felt like blah, blah, blah. She's just pouring her heart out to her little friend, telling her how she feel about stuff and this, that, and the other. And I said, oh, okay. I said, well, what did she say when you were talking to her? What was she talking about? She looked at me and she was like, trolls. She was talking about trolls. I'm telling her all of this stuff and she talking about trolls. I said, baby, that's what real 7-year-olds talk about is trolls. They don't be going through having no Dr. Phil moment like you. So over the years, I've had to remind her, like, you're a little bit more mature than the average, for your age. So she's looking at them kids like, what is wrong with y'all? And they like, I guess. So anyway, yeah, she gonna always be the one that's looking at people crazy like, why are you doing that? But that don't make no sense. What's the point? But it is what it is. But she definitely took me with that trolls thing. Like, she was just so insulted that all she wanted to talk about as a 6-year-old was trolls. I said, yep, that's my child. Because, I'm one of them that my folks always told me. You know how you hear people say, you've been here before, you came here grown. I used to hear that all the time. But like, Naya wasn't exposed to a lot of kids. I mean, she had a private sitter for the first 2 years of her life. And then she was with my parents when I came back down here. My mom was keeping her. And then by the time she went to school, she started K3. And the only reason I did that is because she did need to get exposed to some children. Because she ran doing what my mama do every day. And it's like she adjusted, but she still kind of looks at, like, when kids are out of control, she still be looking at them like, what is wrong with y'all? But yeah. So let me just thank everybody who came through. We got Pandy. Pandy, thank you for coming in today. Y'all check Pandy's channel out. Pandy's Hair Candy and more. She do a little bit of everything. I love going over there on game night. Only thing is, I think my computer don't be moving fast enough, because I swear I be getting them answers in before the other folks, but it don't never come up like that. But she does good with her trivia, and she you still do. I think Penny still does hair reviews. She has a Amazon. She has an Amazon storefront, so I go to her storefront when I'm ordering things from Amazon. So Penny, thank you for stopping through. Viewers of you, Thank you for coming. A view is a view. Has her channel, and she does like the coloring and everything. So I have gone through and watched her with those. She's very meticulous and very detailed with those coloring pencils and everything. I don't think I have the level of detail it would take to do that, but she is really good at it. And view is always funny. I'm always laughing at her and her comments, not only on her chat and her chat, but other people's chat. She tickles me all the time. Um, Tanisha, thank you for coming through. Y'all know that's my good times click bestie. Tanisha and Stephanie are both my good time click, meaning we met up in school and we've been best friends for the last what 30 years. Telling my age, but yeah, the last 30 years. Let's see. Tony. Okay, so this week, y'all, we are going to be doing the our business what do you call it? Entrepreneur home-based business ownership. I told you it was on my channel last week, which is why I didn't come over and do the chit chats in the morning. This week it's gonna be on Tony's channel. And he fired up, he's been on his little vacation. He had a little vacation, had a little first class plane ride and stuff, went over to Cancun and rubbed it in our face the whole time he was there. But I ain't gonna hold it against him. I just got a little hate in me right now because I ain't been nowhere and I ain't did nothing. But yeah, Tony will show you how to travel and how to have a good time. Because I swear, every post he did, I seen a drink in his hand, or I seen him somewhere on a boat, or showing. You know how they got to show you all this stuff, make you wish you was there. That's what he did the whole time. But we gonna be on his channel. He has a YouTube channel. If y'all are not sub to him, sub to Tony because Tony will go hard and give you a video every day. He always at the gym. He always videoing from the gym. That's what I'm gonna say. Cause I don't believe Tony be working out for real. I ain't never seen him sweat on now gym video he done done. So I'm gonna keep it 100. I think he just go up there, do them videos, and come on up out of there. He ain't working out for real. But he do it. He'll do some videos from the gym. He a TikTok king. He forever on TikTok doing something. So y'all sub to his channel. He has good content and he's fun. That's the only reason I deal with him because he's fun. And he is the best hype man for this home-based business that you will ever meet. So y'all check Tony out this week. I will be sharing. Deanna, thank you for coming through, Deanna. All I can say is I love some Deanna. It's something about my southern people. Cause see, I'm in Alabama, she over there in Mississippi. We neighbors. Love my southern people. So when she come on, I feel like I'm talking to my neighbor across the street or some of my cousins. I can identify with her every time she go live. So I be right on over there. Who else? Steph Johnson, the other Good Times Click member. Thank you for coming through. Yeah, me and her and Tanisha, we've been buddies for 30 years. And still tight for life. That's what we say. Good times, Click, tight for life. Yeah, thank you everybody who joined in. If you didn't drop down in the chat, thank you for coming. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you're not subscribed. Share. Come back this evening. I'll be sharing it from my page, but come back and check Tony out this evening because we're all. Oh, and I see Panda drop the link. Let's see. Yeah, come back this evening where we will be having a conversation about home-based businesses on Tony's channel. He is in charge. He's going to be running things. So if it flops, it's his fault. Because he loves to throw me under the bus. Every time me and him are on something together and something go wrong, it's your show. Well, you the one in charge. So if anything goes wrong, it's his fault. And yeah, so y'all come check that out. I was on the Miss O's channel last night. If you go to my community wall, I share her. She goes by her name is the Miss O, but I think she uses TMO. But anyway, she did a really good live last night where she was talking about businesses. And she went over the difference between an Amazon influencer versus an Amazon affiliate. She gave some information about how Walmart now is having an affiliate program. So she gave some great links. So if you are looking to do anything like that with your YouTube channel, Demons O provided some great information. So if you go to my community wall, I forget, I can't remember what it was called. I want to be able to tell y'all exactly the name of the live, and I might just put the link. Yeah, I'll put the link in my description box. But what was it called? Because she gave some really good information, I thought. My computer's so freaking slow. Good gracious. Come on now. Okay, it says minding our own Black businesses, ways to add coin. So if you go over to my community wall, check out that live, because she gave out some really good information. And I know a lot of the YouTubers, and she made a point to mention too that for these different ones, you don't have to have a certain subscriber count, because I guess with some of the things you have to have at least 10,000 subscribers or whatever. Well, the ones that she shared, you didn't have to have. You could still, like, even with me or some of the YouTubers that are smaller than me, they still will allow you to be an affiliate, which means if you are, sharing their products and somebody orders it, you can get a percentage off of it. So I thought that was really good information to know. And just in general, YouTube is a good place to get information about home-based business, because if you have a successful YouTube channel where you're getting an AdSense check, you have a business anyway. So, come and check out what we're talking about as far as like the tax deductions and the write-offs and all the benefits of having a home-based business, because a lot of people that have YouTube channels and have businesses, they might not have the information about the business side and to learn what they can write off and things that you can do to put money in your pocket. I always say, don't leave any money on the table. So if you are a YouTuber and you're getting a 1099, you're doing well, make sure you're not only getting paid for that, but that you're not leaving money on the table as far as taxes or write-offs, all that type of thing. So join us this evening at 6 Central, 7 Eastern on Tony's channel, and we're gonna talk about it today. So anyway, thank y'all for hanging out. I appreciate y'all coming through. I'm gonna try to come back every day this week because I'm still trying to be consistent. I'm gonna tell you though, this morning I started feeling it. Well, maybe I just wait and do it tomorrow. I ain't gonna do it today, but I had to get up, push myself, and be like, no, go ahead. It ain't gonna take you but 30, 45 minutes. Get on there and say a few words, and and I had to keep in mind the goal. Goal is to build watch hours and get monetized. So the only way I can do that is to come on here and have a conversation with y'all. So I'm here for it. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me, and have a great Monday.